Thanks for joining us for the Member Excite presentation. The Member Excite presentation is informative, interesting to the audience, and showcases the strengths of the presenter as an entrepreneur and their area of expertise. It's not a sales pitch, it's a 10-minute educational and insightful exploration into what they do. And of course, it's exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our BX Excite presenter today,
Mike Palmer from Michael Palmer Consulting, to present to us on resilience in leadership. Mike has shown amazing resilience in his self-development during 5 decades as a business development consultant. There have been several setbacks which have bowled some people over, but Mike has persisted. He has learned that business financial management is a key to success these days. Mike has been a business development consultant for about 5 decades, retired due to health challenges, then discovered BX and decided to restart his business on a digital platform. He helps established business owners who would like to have more cash flow, more profit, more time, and more business growth. He starts with a strategy session to see if he has the skill set required. If not, he refers them to other BX members. He then moves on to the Financial Management Essentials coaching program, which is structured around a framework representing the issues the client sees as important.
ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for
Mike Palmer.
In 1979, I went to the US on a study tour about automatic feeding systems for pigs. I was introduced to an ultrasound testing unit for farm animals. The company I was working for brought this equipment to Australia, and I was given the job of pregnancy testing pigs all around southern Queensland and northern New South Wales. I was based at Kingaroy at the time, and that was fun. And I met some really interesting people in their piggeries. Only a few thousand sows, and I think this experience was a valuable addition to my CV. But don't worry, the probe did not penetrate any orifices, just on the skin, detecting different tissues and fluid. In 1981, I was business development manager for a safe fungicide used in agriculture. You all know that mushrooms are a fungus, right? Well, this fungicide controlled the fungal diseases of mushrooms without harming the mushrooms. I was pretty good at my job, and they flew me to Berlin, Germany to offer me the position of business development manager for that technology in all the countries where there were subsidiaries. It was a fabulous offer, but Helen and I decided it was the wrong time for the kids. Just excuse me for a moment. Scratchy throat. Lessons learned. Think carefully before declining a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was very good at that job, and this one didn't sound too good to be true. It was just a fabulous offer. Now, at age 50, our daughter declares we should have taken up the offer and she could have learned to ski in Europe. In about 2012, I made a deal with a mate. Known him and worked with him for many years. His wife asked me to give her away at their wedding because her father was not around. They were close personal friends. We made a 50-50 business deal in a project we were working on at the time. When it came time to split $17,000, he kept 12.5 and he paid me 4.5. He stole $4,000 of my share. That's not much money in the scheme of things, but I was shattered. I can't say there are any lessons to learn from this. There is nothing I could have done to anticipate this outcome after so many years, but he turned out to be a person obsessed with money and a liar and a cheat. But I survived and prospered and became a bit more resilient. In about 2015, I was contracted to an aged businessman, inventor. He offered me $300,000 a year to raise capital for his invention. His invention was far from ready for commercializing, but he knew nothing about all that. He didn't pay me anything. He never intended to pay me anything. He just wanted my experience and my contacts. After 3 months, I went to a board meeting which started with a prayer because they were all fine, upstanding Christian folk, not the sort of Christian folk that I like to deal with. But at this board meeting, I got angry and said, "You are all useless and you're all in the way. F off and let me get on with it." And surprise, surprise, my contract was cancelled. The lessons from that is due diligence whenever you go into a financial deal. 2, be careful. And 3, in self-employment, just any client won't do. They will cause you grief. Only your selected clients in your niche will do. But I survived and prospered and became a bit more resilient. In 2021, we moved from Gold Coast to Tamborine Mountain. Sorry, 2021, we moved from Gold Coast to Tamborine Mountain, where we struck a landlord from hell. He was dishonest, he lied and cheated. Cheated the government and his councils, the councils he was dealing with. He threatened us, evicted us, and caused us great stress and huge additional expense. We went to the police and their advice was that we get out of there as soon as we can, so we did. Helen and I almost had a breakdown. It was horrible. The lessons learned: 1, do your due diligence on everybody you make financial deals with. And 2, find a mechanism to de-stress and control your anger. But we survived and are prospering and became a bit more resilient. I was successful in raising about $4 million in government grants a few years ago when grants were more common. I have been contracted as a consultant at different times to the Queensland government, to the New South Wales government, and to the federal government. The latter was about helping small business understand the concept of international supply chains so they could take advantage of export markets. As I said before, planning is the key and cash flow is king. So a cash flow plan is so fundamental in small business, and yet hardly anybody prepares one. They are easy to set up and easy to maintain, but it does take a little bit of time and a little bit of focus. If this week you, I don't mean you, I mean business owners, don't have enough cash to meet commitments, that's not good and can be stress causing. If you still don't have enough cash in a few weeks, you may not be able to pay your taxation and super. Then you become a debtor to the tax department, and that is very bad and very stressful. But there's usually cash to be found in the balance sheet, in debtors and inventory, for example. There may be other cash available as debt, or if your business model is strong enough, you may be able to sell some equity to a private investor. They are always on the lookout for good investments, startups, established businesses, etc., as long as the market potential is verifiable. Financial stress in the business can lead to financial anxiety in the home. This can lead to, is one of the main causes of domestic violence and the terrible things that get on the news. I abhorred domestic violence and child abuse. Mark Nuss's organisation, Destiny Rescue, does amazing work in saving kids from the sex trade. I just can't believe that people, mainly men, travel from all around the world to Asia to have sex with little girls and boys. It's just horrible. My legacy will be, I hope that I've helped reduce financial stress in the business, so there'll be less financial anxiety in the home and then less domestic violence and child abuse. I'm also passionate about parents teaching young men from age about 3 to respect all females. I hope that too will enable them to grow up respecting females, respecting frontline emergency workers, and respecting society.